Right now on Denver 7 News at 4, Colorado's Attorney General says our fentanyl problem began decades ago.
We had a generation get addicted to these pills. Then the cartels came in selling heroin.
The steps the state is taking now to try and reverse that trend.
Some companies are considering virtual reality for sexual harassment training as a way to create more empathy. But experts worry this could have negative impacts for those who have experienced it. And how something as simple as a shovel can go a long way in restoring our coastal communities.
And 14 combined goals in the premiere. What will the encore look like? Avs and Oilers get set for a pivotal Game 2 of the Western Conference Finals. Thanks so much for joining us for Denver 7 News at 4. I'm Jason Grenauer. They're going to have to pay the goal horn operators more money if things go the way they did on Tuesday night. It was an offensive showcase in Game 1, and in just a few hours, we get to see what the Avs and Oilers do for Game 2. Denver 7 Sports Director Lionel Bienvenu is at Ball Arena ahead of tonight's matchup. And Lionel, either the Avs hold on to their home ice advantage or things are even headed back to Canada. You expecting any defense tonight?
I certainly hope so for the Avs' sake tonight, Jason. Reports are the scoreboard operator is out with an upper body injury. That's how active he was in Game 1. Look, you give up 6 goals, you should probably lose the game, right? That's what the Avs did, and they won. The Oilers gave up 8 goals. You probably always lose giving up that much. I do not believe that's going to be the case. We shall see. The Avs know they probably won't score 8 here in Game 2, so they know they need to be much better defensively at Ball Arena tonight. Now there's a change in goal for the Avalanche. Pavel Francouz will start tonight after coming in for Darcy Kemper in Game 1. Darcy is out with an undisclosed injury, so chance of Frankie! They'll be heard loud and proud here tonight. Now he saved 18 of 21 shots in Game 1. He did give up 3 goals, but was fantastic at the end of the game when the Oilers were trying to tie it. And everybody in that dressing room loves Frankie.
We have a lot of confidence in Frankie. I mean, he's played really well for us over the last few years, stepping into the situation in the Nashville series. He did a great job for us. I mean, coming in the other night, he did a nice job for us. I mean, we're completely confident he can get the job done.
I'm preparing for the game same way if I'm playing or if I'm not playing. That's something I've learned through my career.
He was great. That's hard. I mean, playing two best players in the world. Peppering you as soon as you come in. It was really impressive by Frankie. He works his tail off every day. So
we don't have to change much in front of him. Same thing, detail-oriented, good defense, blocking shots when the opportunity's there, and shutting down the rush, getting above pucks. I think it's sort of the same things we've been trying to focus on throughout the series, especially against a high potent offense like Edmonton. But we have tons of confidence in Frankie, so we're excited.
All right, as Coach Gundy once said, I'm 40. 40-year-old Mike Smith is back in goal for the Oilers tonight after being yanked in Game 1 after giving up 6. So, what to expect tonight? I don't know, guys. I just don't know. I don't think it'll be 8-6 again, but coming up at 5 o'clock, we'll hear from Avalanche players and Oilers players about what they expect to happen here tonight. For now, that's it. Jason, let's go back to you.
All right, Lionel, we'll see you down there at Ball Arena in just a little bit. Thanks so much. All right, well, Colorado's fentanyl crisis is getting worse, and state leaders are meeting over the next 2 days to find ways to try to fix the problem. State troopers confiscated more than 200 pounds of the drug so far this year, which is more than all of last year when more than 700 Coloradans died from using the drug. Now, state leaders are meeting at a summit to discuss that drug today. On the agenda, a change in Colorado law making the possession of 1 to 4 grams of fentanyl a felony charge. Also being discussed, factors that are leading to the rise in overdose deaths in the state. Colorado Attorney General Phil Weiser says this problem dates back decades and says more drug treatment and recovery options are needed.
This problem started in the 1990s with prescription pills. We had a generation get addicted to these pills. Then the cartels came in selling heroin. Now they're selling fentanyl. We need a multi-pronged response to this crisis, including education and awareness right now that people might think they're buying a pill, but it's actually fentanyl.
Weiser says starting this fall, Colorado will get $400 million over 18 years. The money is from suing pharmaceutical companies like Purdue or Johnson & Johnson. The money will be divided across the state to go to drug treatment, education, and awareness. Now, we've done several stories on Colorado's fentanyl crisis. You can find our previous stories up on thedenverchannel.com or on the Denver 7 Plus app. A rise in COVID hospitalizations and cases continue to be a concern in Colorado in recent weeks. Now, this week alone, COVID-19 hospitalizations increased by 38%. The Colorado Department of Health and Environment listed 225 COVID-related hospitalizations on Tuesday. That's up from 163 from the week earlier. The rise has prompted health officials like Scott Bookman to double down on treatment options. Now, getting vaccinated is number one, but there are other things you can do to supplement that.
Paxlovid is an oral antiviral. It reduces risk of hospitalization by 90% if taken early in the course of the illness. Remdesivir is still effective, and it is still certainly recommended.
Access to these treatments, visit covid19.colorado.gov, then scroll down and click the tab under Treatments for COVID-19.
All right, topping the newsfeed, the U.S. is now in its fourth biggest COVID surge, but early surveys show official case counts could actually be 30 times higher. Health officials say that's due to a lack of testing. On paper, the U.S. is averaging about 94,000 new cases every day. Dogs are able to detect even asymptomatic cases of COVID with high accuracy. A new study published in the journal PLOS ONE says the dogs that were tested in research accurately identified 97% of positive cases. Researchers are now looking into how well they can detect different variants. Women are more likely than men to develop rash-like side effects after a first dose of Moderna's vaccine. That's what a new Japanese study found. Around 22% of women developed delayed skin reactions after one shot, compared to 5% of men. Today, the country is reacting to another mass shooting. This time, 5 people, including the gunman, died at a medical office in Tulsa. And in the coming weeks, the U.S. Supreme Court will take up a gun safety case. The case challenges New York's restrictions on carrying concealed handguns on the basis that they violate the Second Amendment. If the High Court overturns New York's law, it could mean other laws on state-level firearms will be struck down as well. Police in Berkeley, California say they stopped a plot to attack a school. They arrested a 16-year-old who was recruiting other students to take part. Investigators say the teen was planning either a mass shooting or a bombing. A search warrant of the teen's home discovered explosives and assault rifles, as well as parts to make weapons. Texas Governor Greg Abbott laid out school security mandates following the shooting in Uvalde that left 19 kids and 2 teachers dead. Among them, state education and school security officials will start doing random intruder detection audits at schools. It's designed to find any weak spots that need to be addressed. But some teacher groups and state lawmakers are concerned about communication and someone possibly getting hurt. Well, coming up next, we're taking a look at new technology that could improve communication with first responders when a mass shooting is happening.
Also ahead, we have details on the president's speech to the nation later tonight on gun violence. And this drought map is still way too colorful, but it's got better news than we've seen in months.